Hey, what's up, everyone? It's, I don't know, it's about 12:15 or so. I don't know, I have no clue what time it is. Just sitting here on my lunch here at work, getting a chance to kind of walk around. But I didn't get a chance to get the video for either Sunday or Monday from the Bengals-Colts matchup. I was still thawing out from completely freezing my ass off on Sunday at the game. The weather report was a lot different than what I saw and what I felt, because it was not. I saw in the 50s and it was definitely not that. But overall, a win's a win. Unfortunately, that the Bengals did not. They didn't look very good, and it's come to the point now to where I personally believe that the Marvin Lewis era is now done in Cincinnati. I think he has to. I think it's time. If you don't make the move now, you make the move. Definitely at the end of the season. I don't care if they make the Bengals miraculously come back and make the playoffs. I don't care. His time here is done, and you have to. You've just got to accept that. And unfortunately, the way the Bengals are, things have just not. They just haven't gone well for him, and it's cost him. You could tell. John Ross finally was on the field, second time this season. Fans, we were ecstatic about it. And come to find out, Marvin Lewis, comes out and says that, he was never part of the game plan. What the hell? I mean, you've got a guy who set a record for the speed in for the fastest time at the combine, and you're not even going to utilize him like you should. And that's the kind of thing that Marvin Lewis, he doesn't get and doesn't do right. And his whole demeanor, the way he handles this team, just not good. Play calling. I mean, this offensive line is atrocious, and it's a broken record. We seem to say it every week. I mean, it's bad. And Andy Dalton is under duress. As soon as that ball gets in his hands, he's under fire, and that's something that cannot happen. Unfortunately, it's part of the. It's part of what we have to deal with now with this franchise. And the Bengals now they've got to figure out a way to get the ball out of Dalton's hands as soon as possible. Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. I mean, you've got John Ross, you've got A.J. Green, you've got Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon on that screenplay, I believe it was almost like a jailbreak screen. Almost, he takes it almost to the house, gets tackled at like the 1 or 2 yard line. That's what needs to happen. Get the ball in their hands immediately. Don't let them. You can't let. If the defense is going to dictate what you're going to do, then you've got to adjust. And you got to improvise, and that's not what this team does. They sit back, and it's golly jeepers is pretty much how their mentality is on this, and you cannot do that. They have to come out and they have to adapt and they have to adjust and improvise and take it to the defense. If you know that the defense is going to be coming after you, get the ball quickly, get it in the hands of the playmakers and let them do their thing. That's not what we do. We sit there and hand the ball off, and it's just which obviously you got to mix in the running game. I get that, has to happen. But the way they do it, it's just their whole mentality on everything. It's just not right. And it's to the point to where it's almost laughable sometimes, because you see what goes on, and our guys are, they're making plays. Defense can't force a turnover to save their life, it seems like. Outside of the Carlos Dunlap play where he jumps up, great pick six, bats it up in the air and takes it to the house, fantastic, good on him. Utilize those athletes that we have. They just don't do it, and it's hard because you spend as season ticket holder, you drop $2,000 as a year, if not more, to sit out there and freeze your ass off and watch this kind of crap on the field that they put out, it's unacceptable. And that's why I'm saying the Marvin Lewis time, it's up. It's up in Cincinnati. It has to be. Get somebody in there who's going to have a little bit of firepower behind him. Somebody like Mike Zimmer. I think Mike Zimmer's the perfect guy to lead this team. He's got the fire. He'll jump on the guys if needed. That's who we need leading this team, because there's no excuse to be, to have the record that they have right now with the talent that they have on the field. It's inexcusable. And it's frustrating as a Bengals fan. You see it every year, it seems like. Now, I'm not going to crap on Marvin completely, because he was a great hire. He was the guy that wanted to come in here, take the reins, and he took the reins of a team that was awful. Like a 2-14 team. He flipped around, and but unfortunately, as a sports fan, that unfortunately there comes a time when that voice just doesn't resonate in the locker room like it did previously. That's what's happened here in this case, and unfortunately, it is what it is. So, it's kind of one of those things at the end of the year. It's time to part ways with Marvin, because if you look at the way he game plans against teams, my God, how ugly is it going to be on Sunday against Jacksonville? A defense that sacked Jacoby Brissett 10 times last week against, it was, week 9, I believe is what it was, week 8 or 9 of the season. They sacked him 10 times. The Bengals could barely get to Jacoby Brissett, and I'm going to give him credit. The dude was throwing darts. He looked really good out there. He was poised in the pocket. They were able to mix it in with Frank Gore. But Jacoby Brissett, I got to give him credit. Like I said, he was throwing lasers, and he looked good, looked comfortable in the pocket. And then you could tell when they did make him uncomfortable, they got to him and brought him down. Like, that's what you have to do, and that's what Jacksonville's going to do to the Bengals. They're Jacksonville, one of the top defenses in the league. It's got a potential to be a bloodbath. Unfortunately, for us, it's can't guarantee how pretty it's going to be. So, unfortunately, it's frustrating. So, but I didn't get a chance to, like I said, to get this video out earlier. But I wanted to take time here on my lunch real quick to at least get something out. I'll try and do something in depth a little more. I plan on doing something for UFC 217 coming up this Saturday, live on pay-per-view. That's the return of George St. Pierre taking on Michael Bisping. It's going to be a great card. If you look at it, fantastic card. I'm hoping to have something up on the blog previewing it. Check that out. Obviously, I'll have some World Series reaction. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit by a car, so I'm out here in our parking lot. But I plan to have some World Series reaction for what is probably the greatest World Series that we've ever seen. If you've watched that game, how amazing was Game 5. Just incredible. So I hope to get something up on the website with that. Like I said, UFC 217 stuff coming out and hoping to do a video. Obviously, the preview for week 10 in college football, the week 9 preview against the Jacksonville Jaguars for the Bengals. That's what I'm hoping to get out as well. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm hoping to get a lot of this out. I got to work all week. It's my last week here at my normal 9 to 5. But after that, see what I can do. But I'm hoping to get as much content out there as possible. Again, thank you guys so much for checking out the videos. It's much appreciated. As always, check out my YouTube channel. That's where a lot of these go as well. Also follow me on Twitter at I am Chris Asbrock and feeltheimpactsports.com. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and have yourselves a fantastic day, and happy Halloween.